You mentioned that you treat cancer patients. Is it safe to assume that you treat patients who are also undergoing chemo or radiation
Yes.
as a form of therapy? With diet being so important in patients who are undergoing those treatments, having such a hard time eating at all,
Yep.
how do you make sure that they get the nutrients that are going to help the body through that process?
Well, nutrient density, again, becomes even more important. We want the foods to be as nutrient dense as possible, because if somebody is already, because they feel like crap, eating way less than their body should be consuming as far as calories, we better make sure that what they are eating has as many of the nutrients as possible and as few of nutrients they shouldn't get. So that's back to nutrient-dense food. Because it's very, very well known and very well accepted. It's not one of the things that people go, that's not true, that more of the people that die of cancer actually die of either the side effects of the chemotherapy, which is a vague term, or cachexia, which is wasting away from not being able to eat because they're basically too nauseous all day and throwing up to think of food. And so, you know, we're killing people while we're trying to kill the cancer cells. We, not being me, I don't do any of that. And so, yes, because I treat people that are also on chemo and or radiation, and I give them the research studies. You know, I don't want to get in any trouble, because if I get into trouble, I can't help people. So when somebody says, should I do chemo? Well, I can't answer that question. Should I do radiation? I can't answer that question. I mean, if they ask me whether I would, I will answer the question. But if they say, should they, I go, I can give you copies of research studies. I can give you books that go over what's going on. I can even tell you how some of the research was jeopardized to mislead you into believing something that isn't true. But you get to make those decisions, and I will still treat you even if you are undergoing chemo or radiation. I'm going to do everything I can to support your liver and kidneys so that they can do a better job of not just getting rid of any old poisons, but to also get rid of all the excesses of the chemo and the death caused by radiation, because that's very important. And we have to make major nutrient density. So I may have people, for example, drinking super, super nutrient-dense smoothies because somebody has no energy. They don't want to chew. They don't want to eat what used to be their favorite foods because that has no taste, because the chemo's killed their taste buds. And so if we can make smoothies with really, really healthy food. Now, we're in California. The laws in every state are different. For example, in other states, the holistic practitioner can't say they're treating you. They actually have to say, I'm educating you. I'm not treating you, I'm educating you. In California, if a holistic practitioner that is not licensed by the state, you know, as a physician, is working with a patient, and if they say, I'm not treating you, I'm just educating you, they're violating California state law. Because we passed an ordinance here many years ago, I think it's 2053.5 and 6 of the Health and Safety Code, where you are required, if you're not a state licensed physician, which I'm not, to have a waiver form signed by the patient before you begin talking to them. The first thing they do when they come into the office, which I do. And you can put all your stuff in there that you want to put in, but no matter what else you put in, there are some things that are required by the state. It must have the phrase, the treatments I provide. So you have to, you're treating them. The treatments I provide must be looked at as complementary to those of the state licensed healing arts. Okay, I have no problem having people sign that. That I am not licensed as a physician by the state of California. And then it has to have something on my education and my credentials, which covers the entire back page of that. And they have to sign that. And that protects me because I am treating these people and the state allows me to. In most other states, you better not even say you're treating them. Only the doctor can treat. California is one of the few that you can. Most of the holistic professionals don't even know about that law, and so they're violating it by not having that waiver form. So, you know, we have to do all these different things, but it's very, very important for exactly the reason that you said. They feel awful. We have to make the best possible taste to the most nutrient-dense possible foods, and very often that may end up being a smoothie. And again, I'm in California where certified raw milk is legal, so you can go to many health food stores. You know, I'm down in San Diego. We have Jimbo's, we have Sprouts, we have Ocean Beach People Foods, and you can go in and you can buy raw, whole, grass-fed, pastured cows' milk, and that's very easy for the body to digest. Most people that even are allergic to milk, they're not really allergic to milk. They're allergic to the cooked milk that we call milk, and they have no problems with the raw if it's grass-fed. Some people are truly allergic. You can be allergic to anything. So if they're not truly allergic to milk, if they have no reaction to good quality grass-fed raw milk, I'll have them put that into a smoothie. I'll have them put in a berry that's very high in nutrients but very low in sugar. That's wild, not commercial organic, wild organic blueberries. They're much smaller and they have a lot more antioxidants in them. And then we're going to add in some other different things to make it healthier. So I'll put in, I happen to use Carlson brand cod liver oil. I'll put a tablespoon of cod liver oil in there. And we'll probably put in whatever flavors they like best. Because, like you said, they don't want to eat. So we have to make this, this has got to taste like, oh my goodness, this is healthy? This tastes like a thick shake from when I was young. Yes, that's what we have to make it taste like. So if they love chocolate, we'll put in cocoa powder. Now it's bitter. Okay, now we have to put in stevia or yacon syrup, which are non-harmful sweetening agents, and bring the sweetness back up again. Maybe the person loves nuts. What's your favorite nut? Oh, I like cashews. Okay, anything else? Yeah, I like walnuts. All right, we get some good organic cashews, some good organic walnuts, both raw. We put in enough of the blueberries to make it thick because they're frozen. Because if it's not thick and you put in nuts, when you finish your last sip, all the nuts are at the bottom. If it's thick, the nuts are everywhere. Every time you take a sip, you've got some nuts in it. So we do whatever is necessary to make it taste fabulous and to give them variation. So tomorrow, put in some peanut butter. The next day, put something else in. The next day, take out the chocolate. Put in some natural vanilla drops. I want to make it so that they say, I'm not really hungry. I know I need to eat. And thank you for giving me something that tastes good enough. And I'll probably put in a powdered multivitamin and some powdered or liquid vitamin C. Whatever I want has to go in there to make it easy. So that's the way I get around the fact that they don't really want to eat, and we have to give them nutrients.
Yeah.